r/AskReddit. What is the biggest way people waste money? Something I'm guilty of, eating out too often, both at work and at home. Making your own food is much cheaper and, often, much healthier. I know I should bring my own lunch to work because spending $8 a day for one meal is stupid, but most of the time I just don't feel like it. It's sad. Same here. I make up excuses like I don't have enough time, but the reality is I don't make it a priority. Buying daily coffees and other cheap food items that can be easily replaced with something cheaper or made at home. If somebody buys a $4 coffee twice a day, there's $2,500 a year gone. At work we have a coffee club. $5 a month. All you can drink. Most of us stopped even making coffee at home. That is an incredible deal. Clarity for everyone telling me that their office has free coffee. I work mostly outdoors so I don't have a break room with a coffee machine and I forgot that others do. Third-party ATM fees. It is ludicrous the exertions I'll make to save $2 in ATM fees so I have money to go buy $50 worth of overpriced drinks. If you get Charles Schwab checking, they reimburse your ATM fees, so you can use any ATM, pay whatever fees, and then at the end of the month they give you a credit. The credit applies to the fee charged by the ATM vendor. Other banks, say Bank of America, don't charge you for using the outside ATM but you still pay the fees charged by the ATM vendor. Schwab doesn't charge extra and then reimburses any fees charged by anyone. Our homes are constructed like Swiss cheese. Most of us are wasting vast amounts of energy heating and cooling our homes as most of it quickly escapes through holes and seeps through walls, etc. We have the technology to construct efficient housing, even net zero housing affordably, but we don't. Not going to class. Having to quarter so many red coats in my house. There's an amendment for that. Cigarettes. My dad smokes about 3 packs a day, so $21 a day, so $7,665 a year. How do people have time to smoke 3 packs a day? Say it takes 5 minutes per cigarette. That's 5 hours a day smoking. One of my father's old bosses used to use his lighter maybe 3 times a day but smoked 3 packs a day. He would literally light his cigarette with the still burning butt of his other one, all day long. Putting $1,500 rims and tires on a $500 car. I have a theory on this. The $500 car will cost $750 to repair. A $2,000 car will also cost $750 to repair but still looks like crap, and now you have more sunk cost for an item that might last 3 years instead of 1, assuming it's not broken into or stolen. $1,500 rims make a pose look gangsta and acts as a very real and everyday form of conspicuous consumption, and when that $500 dies or gets wrecked you can spend $500 on the next one instead of $750 on repairs and move the rims to the next car. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there may be a rationale for what should be considered irrational behavior. Also, I spend too much time listening to Freakonomics while driving through the ghetto. Surprise, no one else has said this. Throwing away leftover food instead of eating it later. I've worked in the restaurant industry for years and it's appalling the amount of food that gets thrown away that would be perfectly fine the next day. I constantly pack my leftovers and eat them for lunch. Also, eating out for lunch instead of bringing something with you. I save about $50 a week just packing leftovers or sandwiches. 20 ounces, bottles of Coke, or Pepsi or the like. Those are typically between $1.49 and $2.50 where I live, and yet, the 2-liter bottle is often on sale for 99 cents, and the regular price is only $1.25. I have friends that think nothing of drinking 2-3 of these a day. They basically drink the equivalent of 2 liters of soda, but at 5 times the price. They spend almost $2,000 a year on overpriced soda. They're paying for the convenience of having it cold right then and there. Bottled water, cable TV, trading your car in before it's paid off, not taking advantage of a retirement match from your employer if they offer it. Small food items or drinks such as bags of chips or soda at gas stations. I do this quite often, trying to break the habit though. Teriyaki beef jerky is so overpriced. So much so that I almost want to buy my own cow and just leave it out in the sun in a baby pool full of soy sauce. That's how they do it, right? That's exactly how they do it. Antivirus protection suites. All you need is a lightweight virus scanner with a dose of common sense. Weddings. To be bluntly honest, I think spending money on them is a total waste. I work out a lot and it's unbelievable how much some people spend on supplements. You don't need intra-workout, fat burners, 5 different types of proteins, etc. Especially some of the diet pills that go for $40 and are bullshit to begin with. 20 grams of protein from whey protein is cheaper than most other source of protein that are 20 grams of protein. Everything else you said is correct. Fat burners are just overpriced pills of caffeine. Multivitamins don't hurt but aren't needed, etc. Buying everything name brand. I don't trust generic condoms. That might be irrational but I want a Trojan wall between me and paying for someone's college. Baby supplies. If you want to have kids, that's cool. But people have been raising little people for millions of years without having to own multiple $200 strollers and car seats with plush microfiber gel seats. My goddamned furniture isn't even that nice. Why does a 10-pound baby necessitate a $400 car seat? I just had to go shopping at a Babies R Us for the first time last week to buy a shower gift for a friend. My mind was completely blown by the cost of so much superfluous bullshit that's marketed to these poor childbearing saps as necessary items. Yeah, when I had a baby I just made my own car seat in my wood shop. Strapped it in with bungee cords. The baby turned out mostly fine besides a few splinters and getting bumped in the head a bit when I stopped too quickly. There's plenty of things that aren't necessary for babies being marketed as must-haves, but I might leave car seats out. I haven't seen or looked at a $400 car seat, but we did just recently buy a $251 that fills some needs that the cheaper ones weren't really doing for us, like being thin enough to fit 3 across, rated for rear facing longer, airplane approved. We did spend $100 on a stroller/infant carrier when our first was born, but we've used it for 2 kids. It's extremely light, which makes packing it in the trunk, stroller, not the infant, really easy for my wife. I'd argue that the amount of toys and clothes people get would be more wasteful, since most kids I've seen can play with a colorful cardboard box more than the latest baby Einstein leapfrog toys. Also, they grow so fast early on, clothes don't fit longer than a few months. We buy clothes when we know we're going to take formal family pictures or special events, but otherwise use mostly hand-me-downs from friends' family. HDMI cables. My father yesterday spent $30 on a cable. When I told him he could have gotten them for much cheaper online, he said he didn't want to wait. I just saw a Comcast guy with his van at 7-Eleven and asked him for a couple of HDMI cables. He dug them out of his van and gave them to me. Coke and soft drinks in general. At least $2 at every restaurant and much more for big cases of them. It adds up to be a problem on the wallet and the pancreas. Horse armor. Lottery tickets. In some of these games, you have a higher chance of getting struck by lightning. But lightning doesn't set me up for life. Smoking. My cigarettes are $5 a pack and I smoke a pack every other day. I'm hoping to quit soon, but I'm a little nervous. If you don't smoke now, don't start. If this hasn't been said yet, consumer electronics. You guys have no idea how badly everyone is being gouged on cables and accessories. That Yamaha speaker you bought for $90 is worth maybe $5. That $80 HDMI cable is worth no more than $2. Be smart about shopping consumer electronics. Stay away from your local big box retail store and don't buy them from your local Walmart. Check out online retailers that are cutting out the middlemen and are selling the same high quality stuff at a fraction of the cost. Jarred baby food. What a ripoff. Make your own and save a ton of money. Febreze. You can make your own for pennies. Just water, a little baking soda and some fabric softener. Edit because people are either wise asses or I am just that unclear. These are 2 different answers. I do not feed babies Febreze. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.